Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Today I'm going to talk about using a hobby of yours to start a business and start reaping the rewards of amazing tax benefits. We're also going to be talking about securing them to where if everything implodes, you are okay. All right, without further ado, let's do this. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. First off, I wanted you to do me a big favor. If you've been subscribed to this channel, could you mind checking to see if you're still subscribed? A lot of people have just contacted me and said, hey, I was subscribed. I keep getting kicked out. If you don't mind just tapping that button again, it really helps me out. It helps get the channel information out and help other people, all right? Also, the thumbs up button, I know you hear it all the time. It's a broken record, but please, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, if you like the content, really helps me keep doing this. All right, now, guys, with that being said, a lot of people have wanted to start a business, but you just don't know how. And I want to explain a couple things. I've had a few businesses where I've turned my passion, my love, like you've heard about the palm trees. I wanted to have this beautiful jungle in my backyard. Well, the only way I could do that, because I didn't have the money, because palm trees are quite expensive, is I started a business. I found a smoking deal on palm trees, and instead of buying that smoking deal, digging a hole and putting them in my ground, I started flipping them. And I just started flipping them, and every once in a while, for every 3 I'd sold, I'd throw one in the ground. Before you knew it, I had 200 palm trees in my backyard in a track house. I'm gonna try and, you know what? I'm gonna add a couple photos in here. My awesome editor is gonna do it right here. We're gonna throw a couple photos of the tiki bar and the all that stuff. We just had so much fun. You know, it was great building that. I love tropical stuff, right? Well, what happened is I took that and I started a business. Now, I never incorporated it. We're gonna talk about the benefits of that in a second. I went and got a business license. I got some business insurance. I found out really quickly, it's really sad that I wasn't able to have a home-based business in my town. There was a law against that. It's a whole nother video, how to circumvent that legally. But what I did is I was able to gain valuable write-offs. I was able to write off the cost of building up my backyard because it became my showpiece. You know, I had this beautiful cabana that I built. I had a bar that I built, water fountains, and I put palm trees all around there. And what happened was, as I'm selling you palm trees, they said, well, I don't know how that's gonna look in our yard. And I go, well, why don't you come over to my backyard right here and let's show you. And it was a masterpiece. Like, people would come in and go, oh my gosh, look at how those flowers look amazing compared to that tree. And you know, I love how you did this woodwork and the stamped concrete. And what I did was I would be able to sell them even more product because of how it looked. So I was able to write off what I did to my house. I was able to write off my equipment, tractor fees. I bought a really cool trailer. I was able to write off all this stuff that I normally want to use in my normal life. And so it was a really neat experience. Now, with that said, I didn't go super big. Even back then, it was all cash. I was keeping records and stuff for the IRS, and I filed my taxes. But what happened was the profits, because I was starting up a business, were not as much as my write-offs. The things that I would normally do, I was writing off a home office, a percentage of my electricity, my water, because I was watering all these palm trees. So like literally 80% of my water was a write-off. There's all those really cool things. So, but what I did is it was a business license. It was just like, I was doing business as, right? Sole proprietor style. Well, now I've already had corporations, and I didn't want to make it super big, start taking credit cards and all that kind of stuff, because it was a hobby. Now I was doing well. We were doing about $50,000 a year in sales just on Craigslist. And that was before, you know, Facebook Marketplace came out. And it was really neat. Well, now I was just talking to somebody the other day because they were saying, you know, I would really like to start a business because here I have this 10-acre little ranchette and have a house on it. And I'm like, man, I'd really like to use the land. And so I gave them the fruit tree idea. I've given you guys that before, where you take fruit trees, or you just go to your neighbor's house at a specific time of the year and you take cuttings from the trees and you do something with rooting hormone and plant them in small pots and get them to grow into their own trees. And you could sell not only the fruit from them with a fruit side stand, but you could sell the trees and the pots, all kinds of opportunities there. And his eyes were big, and I was showing him all these different ways that you can gain benefits from it. And I said, but here's one thing that's really important. See, when you incorporate, let's say you just do a basic LLC, and guys, if you are thinking about doing an LLC, I have an amazing opportunity. I have met, back in 2004, I met Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. His corporate attorney, his name's Garrett Sutton. He's written tons of books on how to incorporate. He started a company that's just specifically helping you incorporate, and the costs are absolutely cheap. I mean, it is absolutely, for what you get, it blows my mind. He's done 5 corporations for me now. I'm super stoked, and he actually sent me a coupon code that anybody that uses it gets free consultation, 15 minutes, plus $100 off the formation of any entity, okay? And that's in all states of the country, all right? They do all these amazing things. So like I said, he's done 5 for me. I'm super happy. I do not see ever going to somebody else. I love their system. So take a look at that link. But what I was telling him, my friend with the fruit tree idea, I said, look, when you used to form up an LLC, there are some really neat benefits. And one of the benefits is that you become a manager of that entity, right? So your liability is reduced a ton. But also, when you file your taxes, you're filing your taxes with an EIN number, and the IRS is looking at your company as its own taxpayer. It's looking at your company. So let's say you're Gorilla Palm Tree Company. So it's looking at Gorilla Palm Tree Company, and every once in a while, they might have to ask a question. So it goes, well, who's the head, who's the man, who's the main contact? And he said, well, it's this person, which is you. And so they call you, and you're just, to them, all you are is a manager. You're an employee of the company, all right? So if there's ever any issues, it's the company. It's the same thing with legal issues. The company, it's a veil of protection, okay? You have to do it right, and that's why you need good advice. But it's an amazing opportunity, because then, not only that, you're able to open up yourself for business financing. Once you get the business built up to a certain amount, the business can take on debt. So now that's not you taking on debt and it affecting your credit score, it's the companies. A lot of people don't talk about this. You see these gurus with real estate right now talking about real estate and stuff, and I see tons of people. I did it personally too. I had an S Corp for my stuff, but I'd never gotten the S Corp to a position where the S Corp was actually taking out debt to buy homes. And it's so vital, because if everything falls apart, do you want your credit score on the line and everything collapsing all around you and them being able to attach to your personal assets? Or do you want them to be able to go to who they made the loan to, the corporation? And it's so very vital. So there's 2 different types of businesses, and hopefully your hobby business ramps up big enough to where you're doing that. You're incorporated in some form, fashion or another for protection, and you're able to tap into larger money to grow your hobby business even more. But if you want to stay small, there's nothing wrong with that either. But what I suggest is doing it right. Do the documents right, file your taxes right, and enjoy those amazing tax benefits, because you're just a total slave when you're an employee, because you're stuck to that tax rate. When you start a business, it opens up a whole new world to you, and every dollar saved is literally a dollar earned. Why? Because it's in your bank account now. All right, guys, that being said, I hope you got something out of this. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you to all the new subscribers, the Economic Ninja. Oh, check that link if you want to get that $100 off and that free consultation with Garrett. Just let them know the Ninja sent you. I cannot say enough about everyone there at Corporate Direct. All right, guys, the Economic Ninja is out.